Hi, my name is Michael Bertolacini. I'm going to be reading a passage from John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. It's been challenged and banned on multiple accounts in multiple places across America and in Ireland. Here I go. Lenny got up on his knees and looked down at George. Ain't we going to have no supper? Sure we are. If you gather up some dead willow sticks, I got 3 cans of beans in my bindle. You get a fire ready. I'll give you a match when you get the sticks together. Then we'll heat the beans up and have supper. Lenny said, I like beans with ketchup. Well, we ain't got no ketchup. You go get wood, and don't you fool around. It'll be dark before long. Then he lumbered to his feet and disappeared in the brush. George lay where he was and whistled softly to himself. There were sounds of splashing down the river in the direction Lenny had taken. George stopped whistling and listened. Poor bastard, he said softly, and then went on whistling again. In a moment, Lenny came crashing back through the brush. He carried one small willow stick in his hand. George sat up. All right, he said brusquely. Give me that mouse. But Lenny made an elaborate pantomime of innocence. What mouse, George? I ain't got no mouse. George held out his hand. Come on, give it to me. You ain't putting nothing over. Lenny hesitated, backed away, looked wildly at the brush line as though he contemplated running for his freedom. George said coldly, You gonna give me that mouse, or do I have to sock you? Give you what, George? You know goddamn well what. I want that mouse. Lenny reluctantly reached into his pocket. His voice broke a little. I don't know why I can't keep it. It ain't nobody's mouse. I didn't steal it. I found it lying right beside the road. George's hand remained outstretched imperiously. Slowly, like a terrier who doesn't want to bring a ball back to its master, Lenny approached, drew back, approached again. George snapped his fingers sharply, and at that sound, Lenny laid the mouse in his hand. It wasn't doing nothing bad with it, George, just stroking it. Now, in this passage, there's some profanity, and that's the main reason for this book to be challenged. It's challenged in Ireland in 1955 for profanity, in the 70s, in the 80s, and I think even the 90s in America for profanity. But I believe there's something deeper. I believe that American society didn't like Steinbeck's political views on migrant workers, and it was un-American to support migrant workers and small businesses over large corporations. Thank you for your time.